So I wanted to share a story with you about a story that happened back at Father's Day, back in June. But it's after the last vlogs that I've done, I thought, you know what, I never really shared this story, and it was pretty important to me. It was pretty heavy. I thought maybe you guys can relate, especially after, like I said, a couple of the vlogs I just put out. Maybe some of the viewpoints and the things I bring up kind of make a little more sense. This last Father's Day, which is a very important day, and I've had kind of like trouble with that in the past. I think that I take after my own father, where I just think kind of like, it's no big deal. It's no big deal of a day. Come on, I just don't need, yes, thank you, and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a dad. It's just part of the job. Thank you. That's it. Leave me alone. I have that in me, and I try to kind of get rid of that because I think that hurt him. I saw that hurt him in life eventually. And I can't do that because the truth is, like, I really believe in dads and fathers. I really do believe that if you want to change the world, being a daddy, you can do it. That's no joke. I do believe a man raising a newborn and having his life change because of it, that man also, instilling values and things that, and researching different things and trying to be able to help children in some way, seeing them grow, seeing it work, would create, just children that would go out and really, really fight for what's right. Do things a little different, a little better. Not just win, but, having just one person win, but like the family, everyone win, in some way, a community winning. I really do believe that. And I'm not joking about that. I really do believe that even dads can do it better than moms can. And because of that, I try to remember that it is a very important day. I have to realize, too, it's not just my day. It's my kids' day, too. Also, my wife's day, because we raise these kids together. In my situation, that's what we do. We are a complete team. So I really would like it to be a very relaxed day. That's my preference. I just want... But it's not because I don't want to be doing big things. It's because I also believe that there is something, and this is based off my first Father's Day as a dad. When that came up, that's coming in my next book. I've already written it, but I talk about Father's Day. And ever since that day, that first Father's Day, I know there are some things working behind the scenes. The same things that guided me to marry my wife, the same things that guided me in being a dad and having the life that I live, or even just, becoming legendary daddy. And you can't make those things happen. You can't buy it. You can't do it. You just have to kind of let life breathe into your life. And that by life, I mean something bigger than you, whether you want to call that God or the universe or whatever. And on Father's Day, I believe it's there. But like I said, it's always an important day, so I was ready for a surprise. And that surprise came in a movie that was made in the year 2000. That movie is called The Family Man. It stars Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni. And I had seen that movie back in the day, and it was coming up around Father's Day on cable, and it kept playing, and it really woke me up. It was like, 21 years in the making of really landing and delivering to me a Father's Day gift. And I'd like to share that with you today in this vlog. Cool. Stay tuned. So the movie The Family Man came out around Christmas time, okay? And this was in the year 2000. So I want to take you back to that time. Remember 2000, it was right after Y2K. It was also at the time when George Bush and Al Gore, we were still seeing who was going to be president. And for myself, I was fresh out of college. I was 25 years old. I was what I believed at the time was a really nice guy. And I still do believe and think I was. I had come out of a relationship that I really, really thought was going to lead to marriage. And that really hurt. And it was a year after that, and I thought, I've been lonely a bit. That's okay. But it was still my dream to be in a great relationship and get married one day. So I was still aspiring to do that, and that was still a big deal in my life. So I go see the movie with a buddy of mine around Christmas. Now, this was a Christmas movie. This was an attempt to make a Christmas movie that was going to last. You can do that. In the film industry, if you do it right, you can have It's a Wonderful Life, but just do it anew in a different kind of movie. That's what you can do with a big hit Christmas movie. And that's what The Family Man tried to deliver. I really, truly do believe that. So how did they sell the story? What story was so grand that they thought, like, we're going to nail it. We're going to make a Christmas movie that every year people are going to be watching on Christmas. Okay, I'm going to tell it to you. So spoiler alert, I'm going to give you all the information on the story. It starts with college sweethearts, okay? That's Nick Cage and Téa Leoni. And they are at the airport, and he's about to leave her temporarily for a year to go do some stuff that's going to be about work. And right when he starts going, there's a panic that comes over her. And she says, you know what? I can't let this happen. I have a feeling that if you do this, it's going to change our lives. And he says, but I'll be back in a year. That starts the movie, okay? Now, right after that, we're in the future. And Nicolas Cage and Téa Leoni are not married. And he is completely happy, wealthy, successful. He's not married, but he has women, beautiful women. He is nice. He's not Potter, from Pottersville. And, It's a Wonderful Life. He is a really nice guy and a very good businessman. Leaves work, goes to a liquor store where there's a holdup in progress. And what does he do? He acts nice. Offers help, gives money to the robber, walks away with him so that no one gets hurt. Somehow explains to Don Cheadle, like, I'll help you. I'll do what I can. And he's like, what makes you think I can use your help? And Nick Cage says something like, I'm happy. And Don Cheadle says, okay, we're going to see about that. This is where it gets weird. Alternate universe, okay? Because the next morning he wakes up and he's in a parallel universe, I guess you can say, with Téa Leoni, his wife, and with a couple kids in the suburbs without the fancy suits, without everything, and he freaks out. He goes running around trying to make sense out of everything, and it runs into Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle says, we're doing something different now. You said you're happy? Okay, we're going to see how happy you are. Nicolas Cage hates his life, recognizes the beauty of his life. He recognizes that, yes, suburb life can be good. My true passion was to be a businessman in some ways, and I was happy, rich. He goes through his life, starts realizing more and more by living it that he completely loves his wife. He was missing that passion in his life, and he's just completely happy. The angel comes back and says, so, you were happy, right? And the dream ends. He wakes up the next morning and he realizes, wow, I feel lost. Goes after Téa Leoni's character. She's an important businesswoman also, but she's super duper important. She's kind of blowing him off because she's kind of the mirror of what he is, what he's been living. She tries to get on a plane. He tries to stop her. And tells her, like, we have kids. We have 2 kids. He starts explaining the parallel universe. It's enough to make her stop. And she sits down and has coffee with him, and they just talk, and that's the end of the movie. I completely hated this movie. I walked out of that movie theater thinking, like, this movie sucks. Like, really bad. And my buddy was kind of like, I don't get it. Why would you think that? I thought the guy wasn't mean. He was a nice guy. I don't think that everyone has to be destined to be a daddy. They're not. Why would this be shown to him or given to him? Just leave him alone. He doesn't want to live a life as a dad. It's completely fine. And actually, I think that's one of the biggest flaws in the movie, because I think the movie failed and it got mixed reviews. And I think part of the reason why is because capitalism and all the money part of the story wasn't the bad guy. If you look at It's a Wonderful Life, which this was kind of like in some way, an alternate universe and being able to realize certain things. In that alternate universe, capitalism is what won. Mr. Potter is the one who won, and everything went to hell because of it, because there was an emphasis on money and not on family. And they didn't make money the bad guy in this movie. I understand that's completely cool, but I think that they kind of had to in some way, or maybe that's what audiences want. They need to know, or maybe that's what we need to learn during Christmas time. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it didn't work. I don't believe it worked at all. And me, at the time, I really wanted a family. I wanted to get married. I mean, that was my dream in life. And I really thought this movie was unfair. Like, I don't think that this is the way it needs to be, where other people have to get married or be forced to get married to see that marriage is a great life or anything. It's not for everybody. That's totally cool. I just thought it was completely unfair. That was my take on the movie. So, fast forward to 2021, and now it is June, and I'm seeing Family Man popping up on cable. And I thought, okay, this is a Christmas movie. I'm not sure why this is here, but, am I going to watch it? No. And I pretty much turned it off. Saw it again, and I mentioned it to my wife, and she's like, oh, I never saw that movie. And I told her, yeah, it's an okay movie, and I kind of gave her the gist about what it was about. And told her, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. By the third or fourth time I started seeing it around, I thought, well, maybe I could record it, put it on demand or something like that, find out if it's on demand. And no, I wasn't really interested. So I didn't make an effort. I didn't try. Father's Day morning, I wake up super early. Now I'm telling you, from what I said in the beginning of this vlog, is that I understand and know that it's an important day. I was also aware I wanted things to be able to come into my life. They could just happen naturally. I wake up in the morning, super early. No one's awake yet. I get my coffee together, sit down at the computer, start checking out different things. I put on the TV to set up the news so that I can, fast forward through it later. And what's on? Family Man. And I thought, cool. Why don't I let it play? I'll just let it play. Something happened. Because there was a part of the movie that I seem to have forgotten, or at the time of watching it at 25 years old, I didn't understand the importance of it. And I'm going to tell you the part now. The part I didn't tell you about was the part where Nick Cage is very, very happy, having a completely passionate relationship with his wife, loves the kids, loves his friends, he just realizes this is really great. But he starts thinking, why not more? His former boss in the parallel universe happens to cross paths with him. And because Nick Cage knows everything about him, tries to connect with him and tries to sell him on certain ideas. I mean, he already knows this man, so he knows how to get to him. He knows how to sell to him. The scene that follows that is he's taking his wife in the story to Manhattan, saying, we are going to live in this beautiful apartment. We are going to have our kids go to the finest schools. We are going to make a change. We are going to be happy. And she doesn't want it. This is the part that was really difficult. I didn't get the time. She explains pretty much she is happy with everything. But this is the difference between the two. What she is saying is, I am happy now. I have the kingdom of heaven now. So it makes no sense to me why you want all this other stuff. And what he realizes at that moment is, that's what got me on that plane. Is I'm not happy now. My happy is out there somewhere. That's the difference between the two. And I think in that moment of the story, he realizes it. And that's when he realizes, I have everything in this parallel life. She's right. We have it all. We don't need money to be the envy of the town, because people envy us now because we're the happiest family. We have a happy marriage. We have happy children. And that's when it clicks. I started crying really hard. I watched that part and no one was really awake yet. And then my wife woke up, saw me crying, and she just knew, this is Alex's thing. This is what he does. He's very, very happy right now on his Father's Day morning. My kids saw me. I couldn't hug them and kiss them enough. I know what that feels like now. 25-year-old me did not, because I was not mature enough, or I hadn't gone through my path enough, or become a legend, followed my legend yet. But on this morning, watching that movie, I knew I have it all. In so many ways, I have it all. And this was not the path that I wanted. I was just like that guy. I was just like him. I almost didn't marry my wife because I thought, we got to get our stuff together before we get married, and let's not get married. Let me just run after career. You can have it. You can have happiness and joy and everything with your wife, your kids, your little suburban town, your apartment that you live in, your small house, your big house. Family. It's quite a gift. And on that June morning, realizing that was my Father's Day gift. We think we know so much at times in life. At 25 years old at that time, finishing college, straight A's in college too. I was doing so well and I was pushing so hard. I thought I knew so much. Even now, don't I think I know a bunch now too? There are these pleasant surprises sometimes when you realize that you were dead wrong and that life needs to breathe into your body. Experiences have to. The journey is beautiful and money cannot buy the journey. Hopefully if you're watching this and you saw my other video on money, does God want you to be rich? Hopefully you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about here, because it's hard to sell. Just like that movie, The Family Man, was not able to really do it really well because you kind of have to live it to understand it. But hopefully through this vlog and through what I'm doing, and if I kind of do it right, maybe I'll have to do it over again somehow, you can see that there are people out there that are trying to reach out to us and let us know, what if it's not all about the money and the status? What if chasing after that is not allowing us to see the beauty that's right in front of our faces? So I hope you like this vlog. If you can, like, subscribe, click the notification bell so that when I put out a new video, you can be one of the first ones to watch it, comment, and say whatever you would like about it. Share this video too with any of those people that you know in your life that might need a little bit of help, especially with this whole money stuff and with the ups and downs of the economy and things that are changing around nowadays, because you can really still be happy with that. I'm very happy. I'm very blessed. And I share this story with you because I realize that on some days, and sometimes every day, but on this last Father's Day, it really hit me hard. And I really have it made, and I want you to have it made with your family, with your children, with your wives, with your significant others, whatever it is. Love you. Peace.